While playing the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC of Assassin's Creed Origins, you will hear that the Pharaohs' shadows are nearby and can choose to engage to save innocent people and get some nice rewards. But the bosses can be hard, especially since they disappear if you are not fast enough. I got some tips on how to easily kill the Pharaohs' shadows in this video. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go! There are 4 different Pharaohs you can encounter in the regular world that all have their own fighting style, but the same tips will work. First thing to note is that you can always trigger one of the Pharaoh's Shadows events, simply by using the Dawn and Dusk ability. So if you kill the Pharaoh and want to kill another one, just use that ability and you will immediately see that there will be another one spawning in another place. But also, of course, if you are up for the fight, just do the Dawn and Dusk ability and there will be one nearby. But how do you beat them? How do you get the 1000 XP, 250 gold and the 3 shards of a star that you need to upgrade your gear in the Curse of the Pharaohs? Let's first take a look at some basic loadout things. A shield with a ton of melee resistance is really important simply because the shadows will not do any ranged attacks. So having a damage absorption rate perk instead of the ranged resistance is pretty good, and that's why I think the balance shields that you get out of a Heka chest or the Almighty pack is a pretty good choice. Although I think other shields with more melee resistance that always occur, of course the damage absorption rate has a chance of occurring, like the Guardian Lion shield that you get out of a Heka chest or as part of the Eastern Dynasty pack. The Reinforced shield is also pretty great, you get that one as a loot drop or from a Heka chest as well. Or the Tomb Protector and the Shield of Aru from the Trials of the Gods also get the job done, just get something with melee resistance. For weapons, I use a heavy blade like the Serpent Axe. That's really great because it has the bleeding on hit and the poison on hit as well to get in some nice damage over time, and also mainly for the overpower attacks. I have a health on hit sword like the Sword of the Duat, or if you don't have that, maybe the Hercules Gladius. Having the ability to get health back in the fight is really great, and with the sword you can easily poke him as well. For bows I use a warrior bow and a light bow simply because you want to use them to get your overpower attack fast. Having health on hit or a bow with poison or bleeding on hit is also great, so you deal extra damage or you stay longer in the fight. You want to use your bow when you are close to the target, so your adrenaline keeps building. Since it's a roaming boss that sometimes targets other people, the adrenaline meter will do weird stuff, so be sure to stand close when you use your bow. You don't just want to use the overpower attack when you have a full adrenaline meter. No, wait for the right moment. And that is when the sand is falling off the Pharaoh. If you do your overpower attack then you deal way more damage. And this weak spot occurs in the middle of a combo of the Pharaoh. So wait for that moment, do your overpower attack, and then when you throw the target away, just land one more heavy hit before you retreat. That way you get in some nice extra damage. The rest of the fight is all about knowing when to attack. For example, when the Pharaoh is killing civilians, you can land some blows and be sure to hit him from the back to do some crits. In the middle of an attack, you can just land one hit with a regular sword that might stop the attack of the Pharaohs as well. Otherwise, land a hit, retreat, land a hit, etc, etc. You will not always have arrows, but when you do, use them to build up your overpower attack and then you will be successful. One new ability, the Overpower Fury, is also really handy to have during these fights to get some health back when you do your overpower attack. Something you will at least do a few times during the battle. I hope these tips help you survive the Pharaoh's attacks and get these shards of a star. Good to note is that if you progress far enough into the expansion, these Pharaohs will stop appearing in the real world, so you cannot fight them anymore. There are luckily more ways to get a shards of a star. I will have a video up with tips and tricks on how to get this material as fast as possible on the channel really soon, or it should be up by the time you watch this. Either way, subscribe for way more Assassin's Creed Origins Curse of the Pharaohs content, drop a like to support the channel, check my video on an amazing new outfit you can get in the DLC, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye!